Hello, my name is Dana, and I wrote a book called This Is Gonna Sound Weird. Yes. And this is my memoir. The true tales about my life as an experiencer and contactee. I am finally coming out of the cosmic closet after all this time. And you can find the book on Barnes & Noble or Amazon and some other random websites. But I hope you buy it. I hope you read it. I hope you enjoy it. It's a bit controversial, but it's a lot of disclosure about what's going on this realm as far as aliens and angels and the shadow government, all kinds of things. And anyway, yeah, so I was a contactee and have been since basically birth. My first memories of the grave visitations started while I was still in the crib. Yes, so that's a very, very long time. Anyway, so I'm about to read a chapter. I've almost pretty much lost count. So I'm just going to start to read and give you a couple of minutes of the book, and I hope it intrigues you. Alrighty, here we go. This one's called A Haunting We Will Go. And usually each chapter I start with a quote or some music or something like that. So I'm going to read this one. It's by Marjorie Williams Bianco, The Velveteen Rabbit. You become. It takes a long time. That's why it doesn't happen often to people who break easily or have sharp edges or who have to be carefully kept. Generally, by the time you are real, most of your hair has been loved off and your eyes drop out and you get loose in your joints and very shabby. But these things don't matter at all because once you are real, you can't be ugly, except to people who don't understand. All right. Sandwiched between the cliffs of the St. Croix River is a quaint little town called Stillwater. It's just north of the power plant. This was once a major logging town, so there's a lot of history and old architecture. The restaurants are top-notch. The bars are a blast. Most everything has a water view. Cool hotels, B&Bs, antique stores, tiny shops, and a winery make this ground central for girlfriends, date nights, or prenuptial festivities. You can pull up your boat to a bar or get down to an outdoor music festival. Events that go on along the parks line the bankway. The 4th of July is killer with fireworks that explode over the water. Super patriotic. There's an old lift bridge that presides over the town, and it adds as its icon. All of this is exactly why I love to be there. My sister was visiting from New York. We booked it off to Stillwater right away, as we always do. It's our go-to day trip place. Now that our sons are older, we can enjoy ourselves in a more grown-up fashion and get some apps and taps after we tire of browsing. Dipping in and out of the shops, we made our way down the main drag. We never really buy anything. It's just fun to look at stuff. Our next stop was an antique store. Antiquing is fun because we remember when these items were things in our house or at the grandparents' and not considered old. It's like walking down memory lane. This particular store was 2 places turned into one. Connecting the shops was a pass-through so shoppers could hop between the units. There was no way in or out except for from the side door leading into the second area. That way you can't sneak out the back with any unpaid items. We moseyed over to the second room that was filled with more furniture. There was one central aisle that branched off into rows of shipping trunks, tables, and odd pieces that were all squished together. You could completely see the back of the store from about waist high. We slowly browsed down the center path. A young woman was sitting on an old-fashioned trunk halfway in. She looked totally normal and contemporary. My sister was about 20 feet ahead of me when she turned to make a comment. Her face got funny. "Where's the girl?" "What?" "The girl, right there," she points. "She was sitting right there on that trunk. You saw her, didn't you?" "We both saw her sitting there a moment ago. She was just another person shopping. Now she's gone." Poof! There was no way she could have gone past either one of us. We were blocking the aisle both ways. "Did she go past you?" "She couldn't have," answering her own question. The girl's head was bowed down like she was looking at the floor. Come to think of it, her demeanor and look sort of reminds me of my angel in the park. My mind had already given her a few cover stories. She worked there, and she was beyond bored. Or she was a shopper waiting for someone to help her. When you want something at a secondhand store, it's best to claim it or drag it along so no one else will grab it. My imagination had overlaid a bunch of possibilities for her without me even thinking about it. She looked bored, or she was working, or she was tired, she was waiting. She was just another person until hide and go seek was on. We looked around the room. There was no way out. There was no way for her to have gotten past us. There was no escaping. Hey, we're moms. We have mom eyes. We kept looking to make sure that we weren't missing anything. We looked down the row she was in. We even opened the trunk to see if she was hiding inside of it. Not that she could have done that without making a sound or being caught in the corner of our eyes. She was clearly gone. I'm going to just stop right there. And thank you for joining me. I hope you get my book. 'Cause this is gonna sound weird. Bye-bye.